Today, we're not just talking about teams. We're going to talk about building them right from the ground up. We'll be using the blueprint from The Architecture of Empathetic Teams to really show you how to construct a team that's not just getting things done, but is truly empathetic.
So let's just jump right in with a really fundamental question that honestly every leader needs to ask themselves. Is your team just a group of people who happen to share a workspace? Or is it a carefully constructed unit, a structure that's actually designed for success? The difference there is absolutely critical.
And this visual just lays it out so clearly. A group of people, they coexist. But an empathetic team, they truly collaborate. A group fulfills tasks, they check the boxes. A team strives to achieve these much bigger goals. And maybe the most important distinction of all, a group just kind of operates day to day, while a real team is built to evolve, to change, and to grow.
Okay, so here's our game plan. We're going to walk through the architecture, talk about the foundational stages of development, lay out the essential criteria, pinpoint the role of empathy, and then finally put it all together so you can start building.
Every great structure has to start with a solid foundation, right? For teams, this isn't about some generic trust fall exercise. It's about understanding and really respecting that team formation is a natural developmental process.
And here's the thing, you can't rush this process. It's crystal clear. Teams don't just pop into existence fully formed. They have to go through what are called the stages of people development. It's this essential, unavoidable journey. You might have heard of them before: forming, storming, norming, and performing. Just knowing these stages exist is the first huge step to navigating them.
So as a leader, your job isn't to try and force a team into existence. It's to be a guide. Step 1 is to just acknowledge that this whole thing takes time. Step 2 is to actively guide the team's evolution through those stages. In Step 3, you have to embrace the growth. And that includes the messy parts, the conflicts that come up in the storming phase, and of course, the breakthroughs that come after.
Okay, so our foundation is in place. Now it's time for the blueprint. What are the absolute must-haves, the non-negotiable criteria for building an effective team?
And here is that blueprint. It all starts with a shared understanding of the team's purpose, the big why. Why are we all here? Then, you need really clear, measurable criteria for success. How will we know when we've won? After that, every single person needs a defined role so they know exactly what's expected of them. And finally, you need that genuine, shared commitment to being effective together as a whole.
So we have the foundation, and we have the blueprint. But if you think about any great stone arch, there's that one central stone right at the top that locks everything else into place. It's what bears the weight. It's called the keystone. For our team's architecture, that keystone is empathy.
This is flagged as the single most crucial component. And notice the word choice. It's not just about having empathy, it's about the active application of it through the entire process. So what does that look like? Well, it means creating a place where people can actually voice concerns or admit they made a mistake without getting blamed. It's about proactively checking in on a teammate who seems off. It's taking a moment to understand someone else's point of view in an argument before you jump in to defend your own. That active compassion, that's what holds it all together.
And this just illustrates the whole point perfectly, doesn't it? Without that active empathy, that compassion, the shared purpose feels hollow, the roles feel rigid, and that commitment to the team starts to crumble. Empathy is what turns a pile of individual stones into a strong, resilient arch.
Okay, so we've looked at the foundation, the blueprint, and that all-important keystone. So now let's put it all together. How do we turn these architectural plans into a real, high-performing, and truly empathetic team? All right, here are your key takeaways. First, you've got to acknowledge that team building is a journey. It goes through predictable stages. Second, you have to be deliberate about defining your team's purpose, their roles, and how you measure success. And third, and this is the big one, you need to make the active application of empathy the keystone of your leadership.
So as we wrap this up, I'll just leave you with this one question to think about for your own team. Using this framework, what's the very first brick that you're going to lay to build a stronger, more empathetic architecture?